Well, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for this 5-minute recap of the Awe of God. We're on chapter 37. There's a lot in this chapter. I thought I might have to break it into two. We see how this goes. All right, the fear that eliminates all fears. I'm just going to have to read here for a moment. We live in a troubled and fear-filled world, no doubt. In fact, Jesus tells us it will only intensify. It's only going to get worse. His description of what's on the horizon is sobering. He says in Luke 21, men's hearts failing them from fear and the expectation of those things which are coming on the earth. These fears and anxieties displace hope, peace, and tranquility, leaving only unrest, heavy hearts, and persistent torment. What's the antidote? Isaiah 8 says this. The Lord has given me a strong warning not to think like everyone else does. He says, don't call everything a conspiracy like they do, and don't live in dread of what frightens them. Make the Lord of heaven's armies holy in your life. He is the one you should fear. He is the one who should make you tremble. He will keep you safe. Isn't that a great juxtaposition? I guess that's the word. He is the one who should make you tremble. He will keep you safe. The one who keeps us safe is the one who should make us tremble. Holy fear eliminates all other fears and anxieties, for it is backed by God's promise to be kept safe. Here's the second verse from Psalm 31. How great is the goodness you have stored up for those who fear you. You lavish it on those who come to you for protection, blessing them before the watching world. You hide them in the shelter of your presence, safe from those who conspire against them. You shelter them in your presence, far from accusing tongues. The promise of lavish goods, being hidden in the shelter of God's presence, safe from those who would try to harm us, is not made to all, but to those who fear him. So again, whether it's the supreme irony or not, safety is actually found when we fear the Lord, because then we're not going to fear anything else. The only time God permits someone who fears him to go through suffering is if it's granted from above for God's glory. However, even in these situations, there is a confidence from holy fear that eliminates human fear. So you're going to have a fear. So you get to pick human fear or holy fear. Let's choose holy fear. Consider the 3 young Hebrew men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who were brought before the most powerful king on earth, King Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon. He had built a large idol and made a decree to all the people should bow down before any time music was heard. These 3 young men feared God and refused to sin by obeying the leader's decree. They were brought before a very angry Nebuchadnezzar, one who could instantly throw them into the furnace of fire. Were the young men afraid? I'll let you determine, for notice what they said to an enraged king. This is what they said. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue that you have set up. So their fear of the Lord eliminated their fear of the king and even the fear of death. He tells a little story. Years ago, when I was on the road ministering, God spoke to me when I was fearful for my children. He said, John, any fear in your life only identifies what you haven't put under the cross. You still owe me that area of your life. So whatever area we might be fearful in may indicate an area of our life that we still haven't handed over to him, okay? That we are still kind of wrestling with him for sovereignty over. So that's the closing point. Any unbeneficial fear in your life only identifies what you haven't put on the cross. You still own that area of your life. pretty challenging, but good stuff. Thanks so much. Take care.